Go. Powered by Riverside.
Yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ant and CJ Show, episode 3. Back again. Ant,
We
my
made
boy,
it.
what's going on? What's good?
We made it. I honestly didn't think I was going to make today's recording. You know, had to jump a couple borders, run from the cops. Ice was chasing me a little bit, but I made it. I'm here.
Sounds like a regular Sunday for you.
You know how it is.
I know exactly how it is. How's your week?
Chilling, Brody. How you been? How's everything?
I'm
Everything
good.
good?
I'm chilling. Yeah, it's been a good week. We got some shit to get into, man.
We got some shit to get into.
The music world has been rocked. We're gonna kick it right off, jump straight into this.
Let's go.
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick.
K-Dot, the Candy Man. He jumped on this Future track. Fuck the big three is just big me. I mean, what's going on? It's interesting that he did this on somebody who collaborates with Drake so frequently. They got a long history of doing music together and working together, and they had developed this partnership. And then here he goes with Metro, somebody who's openly been beefing with Drake, and now it seems like there might be some Drake and Future tension if Future let him hop on the album and talk crazy like this on it. I mean, what's up with that? What you thought of the verse?
Shit. First of all, I mean, Kendrick is Kendrick. Kendrick is just ain't no touching Kendrick. And I honestly don't think Drake is going to even respond. And it's funny because it came out that Drake is beefing with Nav, and Nav is not that big of a lyricist, but Drake responded to Nav within a couple of hours and has yet to say anything about Kendrick.
I've always looked at Cole as the third best of the three. He's the three in that big three. And this is his chance to kind of rise above and take that shit. Kendrick was listening to that first person shooter.
Oh, he was. He made mention to it.
Yeah, he was listening to that first person shooter, and they took some shots. They were subtle. There was little jabs, but they took some shots.
You saw that Big Sean came and dropped the freestyle?
I feel bad for Big Sean because, when he first dropped, Finally Famous comes out, he got all this buzz. Drake stole all his flows and left him in the trash.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, I mean, shout out to Big Sean, though. Like, I'm happy to see he is attempting a comeback, but damn, that's the worst timing of all time. Before this,
yeah, 100%, because it's like it's not going to get as much player attention as it probably should. Yeah, nah, 100%. But I mean, I don't think Cole or Drake are going to respond to Kendrick. They're gonna leave it at that. It's not going to be a response, and if it is a response, I'm going to be shocked, and it'll probably be Cole responding before Drake even attempts to respond.
You don't think they have to respond?
Yeah, but should they? Should they? They're gonna get their careers.
Fuck yes.
Their careers are gonna fucking be dragged if they fucking respond. They can't match the lyricism of Kendrick.
All right. See, I think that Cole could definitely sit and really go bar for bar with Kendrick.
If you look at Cole rap, right? Cole's gonna have some shit that's gonna make you think. Kendrick was straight for the jugular though.
But I think Cole.
You're gonna have to listen to Cole's verse like probably 3 or 4 times before you catch what he's saying.
That's the same thing with Kendrick, though.
I mean, but
Kendrick be having the triple and quadruple entendres, and J. Cole is the same way. That's why I think if they go blow for blow, that's gonna be the greatest like rap battle that we've seen in a long time. Yeah, that's Jay-Z and Nas all over again. Like those are the heavy hitters. Those are the big dogs. Like
what pushed them over the edge to take a shot this time?
First person shooter. That's what it was. Y'all can't get on this song. First of all, for J. Cole to even go on a Drake album talking about it's the big three, it's me and K-Dot. If I'm Drake, don't say that nigga's name on my album. Like, I don't rock with dude. I don't fuck with him. Don't say his name on my fucking album. Are you crazy? But then J. Cole went on that song and he did what he did. He went crazy. He was spitting ether on that. Drake came on that and, you know, he got bodied. He got smoked on his own shit. And I'm not gonna say Drake's verse wasn't fire, but that wasn't the song for what it is he wanted to do.
Man, shout out to whoever wrote Drake's verse on that song. Because we all know Drake didn't write that shit. Now, that's not to say that I'm not a Drake fan, because I am a Drake fan. But we know he ain't writing his own shit, so.
Yeah, he get a little help. There's a lot of cooks in that kitchen.
A little. Okay.
But so out of the big three, like how you rank them? How you rank them in 1, 2, 3 order?
Definitely putting Cole at 3. Drake, I'll put at 2. And I got K Dot at 1. K Dot he's not going nowhere for me. He's always gonna be number 1 on my list.
I got the same ranking actually. I'm surprised that you got him ranked like that too. But I got him ranked the same exact way. Like for me personally, Kendrick Lamar is top 5 all time any rapper ever.
Most definitely. 100% agree on that.
Like Drake, in terms of artistry, he's a better artist when it comes to putting together mainstream music than Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. But this is hip hop. This is not the place for, let's get people together and help me write my lyrics in the studio.
And one of the things too is like we've been in the studio in the past, CJ. Like back in our music days, we were in the studio.
Hell yeah, often.
And we were, it's one thing to bounce ideas off of one another and be like, yo, it sounds dope, but it will sound dope if you said this instead of saying that word or whatever. But for somebody to say a whole fucking verse, and Drake used that whole fucking verse in his songs over and over again constantly, and have camps in which he has people locked in different studios for 2 to 3 weeks writing and creating shit, and then everybody has to present it to him at the end, and he takes what's best from everybody and kind of collaborates it and mixes it together and makes an album. Like, how am I to respect that as an artist? Like, Comeback Season, Too Far Gone, I'm sure that shit was good, and it was classic because you can tell that he knew how to write. He knows how to write. But nowadays, Drake is not putting out the quality he put out back then. And I know he says on his songs, they said they want the old Drake, this, and that, and I'm going to drop the old Drake. He said that shit about this last album. He was like, oh, y'all want the old Drake. Y'all going to get the old Drake on this last album. This last album did nothing for me, quite honestly.
I feel like J. Cole kind of has this advantage over Drake and Kendrick. J. Cole has a real versatility to make songs for the common man. J. Cole makes songs that, the regular working class man can relate to, that the track stars can relate to. You can work for the MTA, you can drive a bus, you can work at Popeyes, you can work at the bank, you can be a CEO, and J. Cole music might reach you and might touch you. And I feel like that's a special talent to be able to have, because he just got a real ear for hip hop's pure, the core values of what hip hop means. So rank your top 10. Rank your top 10 albums from the big three.
Yeah, man. Top 10. All right. I'm going number 10. If you're reading this, it's too late. 9, I'll put Born Sinner. 8, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. 7, I'm going Views. 6, To Pimp a Butterfly. 5, I'll put Cole at 5. I'll give him 2014 Forest Hills Drive. 4 for me, Nothing Was the Same. 3, Damn. 2 for me is Take Care.
Wow, okay. I'm surprised about that.
And this is something that I've said since episode 1, probably. I may mention to this. Number 1 for me has and still is and probably will continue to be for a very long time. Good Kid, Mad City, K. Dot.
Hands down. Okay. I am not surprised to see Good Kid at the number 1 on your list at all.
Of course not.
Yeah, because that album is extreme, top tier classic album.
Hands down.
Good Kid is not number 1 on my list.
I could see that. I mean, I definitely could see that for you.
Good Kid is not number one on my list. I'm gonna run through it. So at
All right,
10,
go.
I got If You're Reading This Is Too Late. So we got that at the same,
We the
same
same there. We
place.
the same there.
Yes, sir. At 9, I got Scorpion. I feel like Drake's
Ooh.
Scorpion album was very, very underrated. He got into a lot of different bags on Scorpion.
Yeah.
I really like Sandra's Rose. I like Mob Ties. Like he was
Okay.
talking shit on Scorpion.
Okay. All right. I
It
can
was
see that.
cohesive, and that's
Okay.
what I liked about Scorpion. At 8, I got Born Sinner. I feel like that was kind of peak J. Cole when it came to making like radio friendly hits to let Nas down. The TLC joint was on there. She Knows was on there. The shit with Miguel was on there. Like J.
Yeah,
Cole
that's
hit
true.
some. J. Cole had some shit on there. I got Nothing Was the Same at 7. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers at 6.
Okay.
Take Care is at 5.
Okay.
Which for me, that's Drake's. That's the apex
It
for
is.
Drake.
It is. 100%.
I think that's his best album, and it kind of shifted the entire like landscape of hip hop because then everybody wanted to sing.
Right.
At 4, I got Damn.
Okay.
I feel like Damn was everything that everybody wanted Kendrick to be. It had radio hits. It had the introspective, like thought provoking shit. It was everything, and then it had the big features. Rihanna was on it. U2 was on it. I mean, it had the big features. It was the perfect album for Kendrick trying to make the everyday hip hop fan a fan of hits. So I really fuck with Damn. I think it's a classic. I got 2014 Forest Hills Drive at 3. I think that was J. Cole just really in his bag, just doing what he does best. At 2, I have Good Kid, Mad City, which I think is a classic, no doubt about it. But for me, To Pimp a Butterfly at number 1 was just a completely different work of art, bro.
Okay.
It was a completely different work of art. That shit was the soundtrack to Black America when it came out. Everything that I feel like Black America was thinking, was feeling, it was poetic. It was absolutely poetic. So yeah, that's my list. I mean, we had some similar taste on there.
Yeah, we did.
I think me and you might have to fight for you having views ahead of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, but we'll definitely have that conversation, off mic, just because I don't want to incriminate myself on this camera.
Shit.
But yeah, we gonna fight this one out. Your boy Kanye is back in the news.
Kanye is always in the fucking news at this point. Like, are we? Come on. Are we really that surprised?
Kanye West said that he is responsible for creating every genre of music of the last 20 years.
Future, I give him 100%. He invented Future's career. Future would not be where he's at right now if 808s and Heartbreak did not drop and auto-tune come into the industry. I mean, T-Pain was using it, but it started becoming more mainstream when Kanye went ahead and started doing it. So I'll give him Future.
Shout out to Kid Cudi, because Kid Cudi was very influential around that album. And I think that he's very responsible for Kanye developing that sound at that time and how Kanye's career progressed. But 808s and Heartbreaks you can hear a lot of that in Take Care.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Of course you can.
Kanye might not be all the way wrong. Like, Kanye's always kind of been ahead of the game. If you listen to Yeezus when it came out was weird as hell. And I remember the overwhelming response to Yeezus is, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Kanye was he's a heavily influential player in the music industry.
Kanye specified 20 years, which I thought was funny because it is the 20-year anniversary of Usher's Confessions.
Is it really? If you were going to go ahead and listen to R&B music right now and you were going to play 3 albums back to back, what would be the 3 albums you'd probably choose?
Oh
Not
damn!
saying that they are your
Not the best
final
three,
top
just
three.
my favorite
Yeah,
three.
just your favorite three.
Where I Want to Be by Donnell Jones.
Got it.
Into the Drew by Drew Hill.
Got it.
And shit, it'd probably be Confessions.
Man, so the Drew was a fire album too.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah, Drew. I miss the days of R&B like
Oh,
groups.
100%. 112, Jagged Edge. Confessions is definitely in there for me. 100%. I'm going Mario DNA. Probably
Oh,
not his most liked album, but the one album I can go through completely. Ultimate album for me, no skips. I know it word for word from beginning to start. Black, East Atlanta Love Letter.
to me, Black is super talented, but he's just there's a lot of guys that do that sound. You know, you got to compete with Bryson Tiller. You got to
Yeah.
compete with Tory Lanez. Those fusion like rap singing Don Tolliver, fucking, and I feel like out of that the entire like grouping, Black is the weakest link.
Uh, eh, I wouldn't go that far. I'd say that the one thing that Black lacks is solid consistency. Um, the issue with him is that he drops an album and then he won't drop another album for another 3 or 4 years. And at
Yeah,
that point, it's like you forgot that Black even had music out. Um, and I think that's the difference with this last album. From East Atlanta Love Letters to now, it was what, a 4 or 5 year gap
yeah,
about
hell yeah,
before the album came out. And it's a solid Black album, his newest one, but it's not really East Atlanta Love Letters. Like East Atlanta Love Letters, which shout out to Cole, had a crazy verse on that album. Um, but East Atlanta Love Letters to now, I think Free Black was such a classic album for me. Like that album set the tone for who Black was and putting him in that R&B hip hop genre. And then East Atlanta Love Letters came out, I want to say 2 years after that. Fire. Then Black kind of fell off a little bit, wasn't doing too
yeah.
much, wasn't doing anything actually, and was more focusing on his girls' career. But then, he says that he took his time and wanted to put out something that really meant something to him. But it's not the Black that we knew and loved. So that's why I don't think the album really got so much buzz behind it. And I feel bad because Black is such a talented artist. And if you saw what he went on tour for this album, sold out his tour, but it was small venues, and now he's opening for Russ in big venues. So I'm hoping by opening up for Russ, it's going to put his name out there a little bit more, because I think that Black does deserve the recognition that he can get, because he's a solid artist. I mean, East Atlanta Love Letters to me is a no skip album. I listen to that album from start to finish, know it word for word, and will recite those songs word for word without the song even playing. Like that's just how much the album means to me, and that's just one of my favorite albums out there.
Like I said, I think it's tough to be Black in the Tory Lanez world. I mean, Tory Lanez is that whole genre of rappers slash singers that's out here doing that brand of fusion R and
Yeah,
B rap. He's putting out fire. Like he's smoking. So do you think there are any artists that can give you 20, compete with Usher in like a versus battle?
just Chris Brown. I think that's the only one.
Only Chris Brown?
I mean, all right,
To
hold
me,
on.
there's a couple. There are 5 artists that could compete with Usher 20 for 20.
Okay,
And this is,
go.
I think that Usher is the king of R&B. He's the greatest male R&B voice of
Okay,
our generation. But song for song, I think there's 5 artists that can go song for song with Usher 20 versus 20.
go. Let me hear.
R. Kelly,
Oh
Chris
God, here we
Brown,
go. Peeing guy.
Trey Songz, Neo, and Bruno Mars.
Shit, I forgot about Neo. You gonna put Bruno Mars in the R&B category?
Oh, hell yeah.
The fuck I'm not.
Hell
The
yeah.
fuck I'm not. I love Bruno. Bruno's one of my favorite artists, hands down. If I were to create a list, Bruno's in my top 3 of favorite artists. But I'm putting him against Usher? No. Mm-mm.
You don't think Bruno got the hits?
I think he got the hits, but they're not the same genre.
Okay, that might be fair. Is Uptown Funk R&B?
No, that's
So what
more
is it?
pop than anything.
Okay, so Bruno Mars is a pop star.
I'd say he's a pop star. He's a
I
pop star
retract.
with R&B influences sometimes, but
I retract.
he's more pop and soul than anything.
I retract. I'll take that back. I'll take
I
back
would
Bruno.
I wouldn't say
Argue against Neo. Argue against Neo.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
can't.
what I thought.
I can't. I can't. Neo,
Argue.
because of you,
Go on,
um,
girl.
go on, girl. Miss Independent, so
1 in a million.
sick, 1 in a million.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go. The list goes
Neo got
on.
him. Neo got
Neo,
him.
I totally forgot about Neo, but yeah, so I'm gonna retract my statements, and
And in
I'm
their
putting
20v20, they got to dance. So bring out your good shoes.
yeah, your caps to cover up that head that Neo got on him. Um,
Pause. That was a little
I
bit
mean,
wild.
what's the new one? No Diddy, no Diddy.
No, Diddy is crazy. That's what I would have put Justin Timberlake in that top two, but I mean,
you wouldn't.
hell no. First of all,
He's not, but he's not an R&B artist though.
well, 2020
Sorry.
Experience was R&B. He had a lot of R&B on there.
Yes,
See,
but
and
he's
that
not
was
an
his
R&B
last.
artist.
That's the last time that Justin Timberlake was great.
What?
2020 Experience.
You're telling me this new album that he dropped is not great?
Justin Timberlake went in the woods and lost his goddamn mind.
No, he went in the woods and fucking got lost out there and chased
That
by an
shit
axe
was
murderer.
trash.
That shit was
Man
super
in the
trash.
woods. And this white brother, I was gonna call him a nigga, but I ain't gonna do that to him. This white brother came out the woods and then laid this poop in front of us and called it an album. This new album. Now I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple songs on there that I think are
Or a
fine.
couple? A
He got
couple?
a couple on there.
A couple?
He got a couple joints on there.
Don't come at me with a couple.
He got a couple of joints on there, but
All right,
overall,
overall
Justin
what?
Justin Timberlake level of music. Compare this to his apex. Compare this to 2020 Experience, and tell me that this album is as good as that.
It's as good as 2020 Experience Volume 1.
No, the fuck it is not.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh,
This
you
album-
sniffing that Scarface. You going
This-
crazy right now.
Oh, this album goes back to Justin Timberlake, his essence of who he was as an artist and who he began his career as. This album is who Justin Timberlake is as an artist. 2020 Experience was just a different vibe. But it's not who Justin Timberlake is. This album is Justin Timberlake.
So you like
Future
Justin
Sex
Timberlake
loves-
with the frosted tips, doing pop star dances and spinning around in circles and dancing like a
First of all-
fucking mook in Memphis Grizzlies games?
First of all,
That's the Justin Timberlake you like to listen to, huh?
First of all, I was an NSYNC stan. I used to have the frosted tips because I thought I was Justin Timberlake. So let's not even get into this conversation.
I have a whole different respect for you now. Like, this is just, I can't even believe you would come on here and say some shit about you having frosted tips.
Shit happened in the 90s. I couldn't get my ears pierced. I used to have magnetic earrings from Claire's.
What color are they? What color were the frosted tips?
Oh, man. I used to put sun in. They used to be light brown. They weren't even blonde.
Damn. We've been friends this long, and I'm just now figuring this out. I would have been cutting your ass all through high school. I'm happy you telling me this now, and I didn't know this before. I'm going to call your mom. I'm going to get the pictures. I'm going to bring the pictures on here, too. You just wait and see. I'm going to expose them goddamn pictures to America.
But nah, man. This album from Justin is good. Would I say it's a classic? No, it's not a classic, but it's a really good album.
I give it a couple more listens. You know, like I said, I heard a couple of the joints, and some of them sound good, but it's just, I feel like after hearing what Justin Timberlake is capable of with the 2020 Experience, because to me, that's his greatest album. That was grown man R&B. That's you on here talking about love, That's you on here. You spitting some shit.
Okay.
This ain't that.
It's not though, because the 2020 experience was not Justin Timberlake as an artist and what he started as. You're telling me that Justified, his first album that he worked on with the Neptunes straight through, you're telling me that that first album and 2020 experience are similar? Because they're not.
No, they're not. But Future Sex Love Sounds in 2020 experience are similar.
No, they're not. And don't tell me it's
Except
because he had a Beyonce feature and a Jay-Z feature on the next album.
no, it's just 2020 is a little bit more grown up. But Future Sex Love Sounds was very like adult R&B music.
That shit was pop. It was not R&B. I would not label that R&B. That
There was
shit
a lot
is
of
clearly
there was a lot
pop.
of pop in it. Yes, it's a pop
It's all
fusion
pop.
album. That's JT. Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
know?
because JT is not an R&B artist. He's a pop artist. That's what he always has been. And I feel like this last album, he went back to his roots of who he is as a pop artist and as who he is as an artist and somebody who comes from Memphis. He went back to his roots, and there's a lot of Memphis inspiration in this album, and you can hear it.
I feel like you need better songwriters. I feel like the writing for this album was very, very like it was real Dr. Seuss. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
complex. There
okay.
wasn't no feeling. I didn't feel no real love or emotion. None of that shit that he was talking.
I think he started working with this guy named Angel Lopez that I looked into. I can't find none of the shit that he's ever written in the past. I can't find his song credits, but a lot of the Justin Timberlake songs have a lot of credit to him, including the NSYNC song, which is why I think a lot of it sounds similar. But this is it's a great album still. It's still a great album. You're telling me Technicolor is one of my favorite songs on that album, hands fucking down.
And that's
The
one of the ones I actually liked.
the transition of how he starts off slow and then just transitions, just like how he did on Future Sex Love Sounds, when he did on Love Stoned, how he transitioned the song into a different song at the end of it, and it was all still one song, same premise. Come on, that song
Okay.
right there, Technicolor, to me, fire. The NSYNC song, obviously, I'm an NSYNC stan. That resonates with me. So, Paradise for me is amazing. Sanctify takes him back to his Memphis roots. Now, the one song on that
I
album
like
that Drown, yeah,
I like
because
Drown.
it's what Justin does. It's what Justin does. Is what NSYNC has always done. Track number 6 has always been that song that is just like fuck you to whoever he was with. It's what I was hoping would come from him, if that makes any sense. Because after listening to Man in the Woods or Man of the Woods, whatever the hell the name of
Yeah,
this
nah,
album
that
was at
wasn't
this point,
it.
it was not it for me at all. Even that Chris Stapleton song that he had, Say Something, like the song was okay, but it wasn't it for me. Like it just wasn't. It didn't inspire me to want to go buy tickets for his concert. It did nothing. It did nothing for me. That album just like pissed me off as a JT fan, because it was like, why would you do something like this? Why did you
You
put this
know,
trash out?
you know what aggravated me, as someone who I consider myself to be a fan of Justin Timberlake. What aggravated me, have you seen his Tiny Desk performance?
I haven't seen it yet.
He did Tiny Desk, and it just was not what you would expect from Justin Timberlake at Tiny Desk.
Really?
Like they do a real good job doing the live performance in a small venue, and
Yeah.
usually you would think that that would be the perfect setting for him to go and get his shit off. And it was just, I'm not gonna say it was bad because it wasn't bad, but it left a lot to be desired for Justin Timberlake. Like
Okay.
it just, I expected a lot more from him.
All right. I gotta check it out. Definitely. But I
But
mean,
we mentioned Bruno Mars earlier. You know, your man is now 50 million at MGM Grand.
he actually spoke about that. He said that that's a lie, and MGM actually confirmed that that's BS. That's a lie. That
Okay.
he's not. They confirmed that. They said that he doesn't have a gambling debt with them. He doesn't owe them any money. That they actually are great partners of his, because he's actually done some work with them. I think his Vegas residency was in one of their venues, I think, or previously before it moved.
Okay.
I think he opened up a bar or a lounge. I'm not sure exactly which hotel it's at, but I think it's an MGM owned hotel, the Pinky Room or Pinky Ring or some shit like that. So they actually confirmed that that's total BS. That he doesn't owe no 50 million, nothing like that.
What I would say too if I was about to give that nigga to Jimmy Hoffa.
I think Bruno Mars is such a fucking talented artist, and he's so great. And I look forward to everything that he ever puts out. And I look forward to a new album from him eventually, whenever he gets to that. But I just hope he doesn't fall into the fucking cocaine habit that he had when he dropped Unorthodox Jukebox, and how they caught him in the bathroom sniffing coke, and he had to go through recovery and all this bullshit to try to cut the habit. So now being in Vegas where he's around all this shit daily, I just hope he doesn't revert into that and his career just goes down the drain like the barge.
Nah, snort up, bro. Here's the thing. Keep sniffing that shit because that shit has produced classics. And that's what I like. That's what I like. If you want to sniff the fuck out of some cocaine and then come and deliver the slaps to me, I'll take it. Just don't kill yourself because we need you around.
So here I am saying, say no to drugs, kids, and here you are saying sniff that coke.
Yeah, I'm the bad influence. That's historically, this is right on par for me.
Oh, historically, just ask my mother.
Yeah. You know, I mean, if the coke is going to deliver these performances that you've been given, that run that he had with Anderson .Paak and Silk Sonic, that shit was fucking beautiful. You don't
I think
think
it's still going though, isn't it?
You don't think them cocaine nights help to fuel that sound?
No, I know a lot of weed fuel that sound.
You got to be sniffing something fire to be able to come out with that Silk Sonic sound.
Oh man, yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
We needed that. I'm gonna leave the door open. That's what I'm gonna do. Sniff it. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear the gambling debt was fake news. I thought he was in some hot water.
Nah, yeah, that's fake news. That's fake news. We don't got to worry about Bruno with that shit.
You know who is in hot water?
Who?
Your girl j.lo. And I'm putting this on you too. I'm putting this on you.
Listen. I'm
putting this on you. Those are your peoples.
I put this bitch up for trade. I am not. I want nothing to do with anything j.lo related. I want nothing to do with whatever she is pushing. I'm tired of hearing that she's from the block because I would love to know what block she's from, because at this point it's getting ridiculous. I'm tired of seeing that she messes up her hair and says, "Oh, when I was running down the block and this and that." Like, bitch, no. When she's talking about that she went to the bodega for a freaking ham and cheese on a roll.
For the ham and cheese on a roll. But you know what got
orange drink.
You know what got me? She said, "No orange drink. If you know, you know." What does that even mean? What is there to know about orange drink?
First of all, we from New York. We grew up in the hood. We know that you don't go to the bodega for a ham and cheese and an orange drink.
When she said ham and cheese on a roll, my first instinct was survey says.
It's straight up. And then she messes up her hair and says, "Oh, like when I was running down the block." What fucking block were you running down?
Yeah, she's a disgrace. But now this is up to you. I'm laying this on your doorstep.
Nah.
Redeem yourself. Redeem all of Puerto Rico and redeem the Bronx right now and give us a real bodega order. First of all, do you go to the Poppy store or do you go to the Ox? That's the first question.
No, first of all, back then you used to go to the Poppy store. Nowadays you go to the Ox because the Ox are the only ones that own the delis. So let's be real. The Ox weren't around back then, and we know that. It was the Poppies. And back then was when the Doritos were 25 cents a piece, and the freaking quarter water bum juices, the little hug juices used to hit. Remember you had the Big Burst for the 50 cent and the Top Pop sodas for 50 cents. When she said that, I automatically thought about orange Top Pop. Like that's what came to my mind.
You think j.lo was drinking Top Pop?
I don't know. She claims she's from the block, right?
I think j.lo is drinking a bucket full of lies. That's what I think she's drinking. She is a fraud.
But she is a fraud. I mean, I can't say I went to the store for a ham and cheese on a roll. Like, okay, maybe occasionally.
No, but for me, if you go in a bodega and order a ham and cheese on a roll, you are a savage. You should be arrested. I am calling the feds. I am calling the NYPD to come and revoke your status. And I'm calling immigration.
First of all, you go to these stores. My order was simple: bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll, all in one word. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Don't break it up.
True New York fashion.
Little bit of salt and pepper. Throw some ketchup in that bitch, and let me get myself an Arizona from the fridge.
That's the only way to do it.
Now, if you getting a sandwich, then obviously you're doing a chopped cheese.
Oh, that's the only way. That's the only way.
You doing a chopped cheese?
There's got to be a chopped cheese. Little ketchup, little mayo, little black pepper.
Oh, what?
Let's go.
A little bit of lettuce.
That's the way it's done.
All
That's
day.
the New York way. See, j.lo should fire her publicist. She got to stop saying she's from the block, because what block? Where is j.lo from? I saw a video of j.lo walking back to her old house, and the whole guy lived there said, "Who the fuck is Jennifer Lopez?"
First of all, and there's a story that came out about this shit, and this is what pisses me off, right? So j.lo keeps claiming the block, that she went to school up the block from her house and all this bullshit. Did you hear that her high school, or whatever fucking school she went to on the block, reached out to her years ago because the school was run down and it was decrepit and needed new equipment and all this shit? So they reached out to her to see if she would be willing to assist, and you know the bitch said no. And I never call a bitch, but I'm just saying.
But to me, it's okay to leave the block.
It's okay to leave the block, but don't forget where the fuck you came from if you want to still claim it to this day. This lady claims the block. Thing. She claims the block every fucking 5 minutes that she can. And when the block calls because they need her for kids, you're going to say no. And you got billions of dollars. Well, not billions because she ain't that high, but she got millions of dollars in her account.
She got some millions. A lot of them.
So what is $1 million going to do to her to throw it in there or buy a couple computers? I mean, if anything, that's more publicity for her. Go back to the block, bring the computers, let them take pictures of you bringing the computers, and then you can say, I went back to the block that you're always talking about. And then after that, get a picture of you eating a ham and cheese with an orange drink. Let's see what the fuck the orange drink is.
It's straight up. I want my money. I will keep this school alive, but this is now known as the Jennifer Lopez Educational Institute.
Yo, or the Jennifer Lopez Computer Lab or some shit. Like,
say I don't want a computer lab. Name the whole motherfucking school after me.
Yo, do some shit.
You little vagabonds, you little runny nose, snot nose piece of shit ass kids.
Do some shit for your block that you claim, and then let's see you taking a picture of eating a ham and cheese on a roll with a fucking orange drink. I want to know what the hell this orange drink is, because I'm curious myself.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Like, who is she keeping secrets on juice?
Yo. The orange drink.
What?
Oh, wait, orange drink. What the fuck is the orange drink? Please enlighten me.
You Puerto Rican niggas got to make it up to do.
First of all,
she set y'all back 1,000 years.
First of all, talking about breakfast sandwiches for a second. Do you fuck with a bagel with cream cheese and bacon? And if you say no, I'm ending this podcast right now.
I'll do you one better. Sausage, egg, and cheese. Link sausage. Egg and cheese.
You would want that link sausage, but continue.
The patty sausage tastes like camel ankles.
Okay. All right.
Sausage, egg, and cheese with strawberry jelly.
Really?
Yes, sir.
You know I never fucked with strawberry jelly. Always grape. Oh.
Why?
I don't know. It's because of my house.
You got a weird thing with strawberries or something?
I don't know, man. I don't fuck with strawberries.
Were you touched inappropriately by a strawberry when you were a kid?
Potentially. No. It was a little sweet.
Uncle Salvador was putting strawberry jelly on your nipples or something?
Uncle Salvador, wow. Shout out to my uncle, who's not named Salvador, who's out there in the world somewhere that I hope he's alive. But
shout out to you, stop putting strawberry jelly on little kids' nipples.
Hey, nigga. So, you sure that's not what happened to you? You enjoy strawberry jelly so much that you avoided grape completely?
I block out all of my trauma so I wouldn't know.
Nah. Nah, but for me, like, like growing up in my household, like we always only had a jar of like grape jelly and like peanut butter, but I don't fuck with peanut butter. So I used to do cream cheese and jelly on a bagel.
You don't fuck with peanut butter.
I don't fuck with peanut butter.
What?
Ain't no reason I should be eating some mashed nuts
Well,
spread on some
if you put it lightly, then yeah.
it's spread on some buns
Yeah,
with a
if you
little
put
bit
it
of jelly down the middle. Come
if
on.
you put it like that, then everything sounds terrible. Thanks for ruining a PB&J for me. I'm
Oh,
gonna go
and
to
if
the
it's
bodega and order a PB&J and see what they do.
and especially if you buy that shit creamy, like you choose creamy over crunchy. Come on, like, are we really doing this?
Nah, creamy peanut butter slaps.
You're like,
We're
let
not
me get
doing
some.
that. Don't ruin my childhood. Don't do that to
Let me
me.
get, let me get some creamy blended nuts so I can spread them across these buns and throw some strawberry jelly down the middle.
That sounds like a
Just
porno. That just sounds like a porno. Yo, speaking of pornos, you know they banned Pornhub in Texas?
a. I mean, they still got OnlyFans. I mean, but you got to pay for that shit, right?
They still got everything else. I don't know anybody who still gets their porn from like a website.
I know, right? Nowadays, I mean, there's some sites out there that you can go on and watch a couple videos that still get uploaded that are brand new.
I get all
But
my porn on Telegram.
I don't have Telegram.
Oh, you gotta get Telegram. I'll put you on some of these groups, girl. They got some sick shit in there.
Oh my god!
They got
You know
groups
what?
say you go watch
You know
bitches
what?
drinking. You go watch bitches sucking pee off their feet and shit like that. Like
Yo.
whatever your shit is, they got it for you.
I'm
It's in
good.
there.
I pass. I'm good.
You like watching
I
bitches eat shit? I heard y'all Spanish niggas
what
that be y'all
the
shit.
fuck? Yo, talking about
Y'all like watching bitches fuck donkeys and shit.
talking about shitting for a second. Pause. No Diddy. Um, but
No
so
Diddy
there's
is nuts.
so nuts. There we go again with the peanut butter. But talking about shitting for a second, there's this guy that does kids videos. I guess he's really popular or some shit. His name is like Blippy or some shit. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. But apparently, back when, remember when they were doing the bullshit Harlem Shake, not the real Harlem Shake that we all come from. Shout out to Harlem. Not this bullshit like everybody freezes and then does some crazy shit when the beat drops. That ain't the Harlem
Big
Shake.
Harlem.
But remember when they were doing the Harlem Shake video? So apparently there's a video of this Blippy guy with his boy, and he's sitting on the toilet, butt ass naked, reading a newspaper. And when the beat drops, his boy is laid out on the floor, balls in the air, and Blippy is taking a full on diarrhea massive shit on him. Just straight shitting on him while the beat drops. And they're just laughing about it and enjoying the moment.
That is fucking disturbing.
It is disgusting.
The internet has come so far.
Unfortunately, I did watch the video, and it is disgusting and disturbing. But
How many times did you jerk off while the video was on?
maybe only once. But I'm just saying. No, I'm joking.
I remember
That ain't
when
my
I
thing.
first found out that kind of shit was actually a fetish for people.
Yo, for
Two
real,
girls, one cup.
Yo, I was just gonna talk about that shit. Remember back in high school, everybody was talking about Two Girls One Cup when the whole
Yeah,
video
bro.
shit dropped. Oh man, oh,
That shit was absolutely repulsive.
it's
I
just
was
disgusting.
so disturbed, yet intrigued. My palms were bleeding for like a week and a half when Two Girls,
Man,
One Cup came out. I could not
that's
find enough Jergens in my house to keep myself from chafing.
wow. Okay,
Yeah.
you developed rug burn on your dick. Okay.
Hey now. Hey man. It is what it is. Have you ever waxed your asshole?
Hey yo, what the fuck? We're gonna.
Would you wax your asshole?
No, what the fuck? Why?
Why do you sound so like perturbed by the question?
Why would I wax my asshole?
What's wrong with a nice smooth asshole?
Talking about wait, hold on. Talking about this shit. Did you ever see the guy on YouTube that like showed how he waxes his asshole?
No.
I'm
Is he
gonna send you the
waxing his
video.
asshole on YouTube?
I swear. Yeah, and apparently they can show it as long as they put like a sensor notification on the beginning of the video. But he literally shows his asshole, bro, and throws
Oh, that's
nair on
fucking
it.
insane.
And it is disturbing and disgusting and everything. They showed me the video and I was just like, why the fuck are you showing me this? And then they
Damn,
sent me the video.
Shout out to YouTube for having no guidelines at all.
Oh my god, it was just disturbing. It's disturbing. So yeah, that ends the waxed asshole conversation. But no, I'm good. There's no reason.
There's no reason at all to get your asshole waxed. What about
I
like
mean,
preventing dingleberries?
first of all, wash your ass so you don't have dingleberries. Get
It's a
yourself
much
a bidet.
cleaner. It's a much cleaner ass, don't you think?
Are you trying to tell us something, CJ?
No, I don't wax my ass.
Do you go to European Wax Center with your girl, and while she's in one
nah.
room, you're in the other, just on all fours, getting your asshole waxed?
Clearly, I am an all natural hairy type of man. Like very, very clearly.
The fact that you would have to be bent over on all fours, spreading your cheeks so that
That's
they can just
wild.
wax your asshole.
Yeah, clearly I'm an all natural. My asshole looks like Mr. T.
First of all, what the fuck?
Well, you seem like the type of guy that get an asshole waxed.
Why? Just because I do my eyebrows, which I haven't
You do
done.
brows, you get pedicures too, don't you?
I don't actually. I
You
don't.
definitely get your asshole waxed.
I definitely
Most
don't.
definitely.
I definitely don't.
You have weekly visits with a nigga named Hans, so he can wax your asshole every Thursday.
Hey. Shout out to Hans.
Shout out to Hans. Shout out to Hans.
Keeping buttholes smooth since 1995.
Speaking of assholes, so Russia has decided to add the LGBTQ movement to their list of terrorist organizations.
Why? Well, why?
Apparently, being gay means that you're a suicide bomber.
Yeah. Shout out to all our gay friends who we didn't know were suicide bombers, because we have a couple in our group.
I mean, maybe Vladimir Putin thinks they're keeping missiles in their smooth asses or something like that.
Hey,
you know, they go and get their assholes waxed just so they can fit nuclear weapons up there.
Oh,
you know.
I mean, first of all, shout out to anybody who is part of the LGBTQ community. LGBTQ plus.
Yeah, because it's mad other letters.
What is it that the kid says in that that video? What is plus? Is that like the premium version of gay?
Gay premium. You're born with the wax asshole. No ad.
Hey. But shout out to anybody part of that community, man. Love is love. Be free. Do what you want to do. Love who you want to love. Wax your asshole if that's what makes you happy.
Oh man, that is funny. Moving on to sports. So Shohei Ohtani's interpreter is betting on baseball games. So is Pete Rose allowed in the Hall of Fame now?
I mean, is Barry Bonds allowed in the Hall of Fame after all the steroids he took?
I think they should let all them steroids and all the steroid users in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, right. You used the drugs properly. They made you what you were.
Yeah, the game was fire back in those days. When the last time you seen somebody hitting 70 home runs? They gotta let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame now, right? They have to.
What gets me is that Shohei has some shit to do with this somehow, some way, because it's like the interpreter was taking Shohei's money.
Yeah,
so Shohei has something to do with this. But of course, he's the golden child of the MLB, so they're not gonna go ahead and they're not gonna mention the fact that
they're gonna cover it up.
Involved. Of course, they're gonna cover that shit up.
Yeah, they're gonna cover it up
because he's the golden boy. He's a shoo-in.
He's the face of the league.
First round voting into the fucking Hall of Fame, and then it's like,
when he win the World Series this year, it's really gonna be over. It's his league.
I don't think they're gonna win this year. And I say this after I saw the other Japanese kid get rocked in the first inning. That they hit 5 home runs off of him.
That's one game. Let's move on to basketball. Switch gears a little bit. Congratulations to Kevin Durant. Passes Shaq for 8th all-time on the all-time scoring list.
Shout out to KD, man. KD always been one of my favorite players.
You think KD is the best scorer of all time?
Nah, I wouldn't go that far. I'd say he was one of my favorite players, and he's a great player. I wouldn't say he's the best scorer of all time.
Who do you think is the best scorer of all time?
Man, it's a toss-up. For me, it's always going to be a fight between Kobe and Jordan.
Yeah. I definitely think that KD has KD is the purest scorer ever.
I hate his shot though.
There's no spot on the floor that he can't hit his shot from.
No, there isn't. He's like a freaking Steph Curry.
I wish
But
he never would have left the Warriors. The Warriors would have won like 6 more chips.
I think he just couldn't deal with the people that were on that team. Like, I know there's people that can't deal with Draymond at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Draymond's just a little too much, and they're not doing anything to kind of tame it. He should. Draymond should be banned from the league entirely. He does all this illegal shit on the floor. No, he does all this illegal shit on the floor. That's just like, how are you getting away with this?
I like Draymond. I like the attitude. You need the toughness. You got to have an enforcer on the floor. Every great team has always had an enforcer on the floor.
And the NBA is lacking the toughness nowadays. So
yeah, show me a great team, a team that has won 3 championships in 4 years, or has back-to-back, or three-peated, that didn't have some sort of enforcer on the team.
Yeah.
Speaking of KD, KD and the OG Isaiah Thomas are making a little push for Stephon Marbury to make it to the Hall of Fame. What you think?
He should. I think Marbury during his time in the NBA was such an influential player, problematic player, but an influential player for what he did when he came to New York. He created this mass media market for what New York was when he came and he played for New York. And that was not a time that there was nobody on that team anymore. But then his career kind of went down in the dumps after his New York era, and he moved on, and then he went over and played at China, and he became a legend in China.
There's a statue of Stephon Marbury in front of the arena.
Yeah, he became an absolute legend.
3 championships, a league MVP.
Yeah, and now he's coaching a team, and I think he even owns a team out there, and he lives in China full time, with his kids and everything. So to say that he doesn't deserve a spot in the Hall of Fame here would be just absolute blasphemy. Like, it would be ridiculous to make such a statement, because I think he does deserve a spot.
I mean, because it's the Basketball Hall of Fame and not just NBA, I feel like Stephon Marbury has to go to the Hall. I mean, he was the inspiration for the movie He Got Game, Lincoln High School's very own, Brooklyn's very own, Coney Island's very own, NYC legend. The 3 championships in China really solidified it. He got a bronze medal for FIBA for playing with Team USA. I think that internationally he has enough accolades to be able to go to the Hall of Fame.
100%, without a doubt. Marbury needs to be in there.
I think that the league is a little bit hesitant because you look a little bit crazy if one of your Hall of Famers got a YouTube video eating Vaseline. That just looks nuts. Stephon Marbury had a couple years where he was just bugging out for a little while and was just doing ridiculous shit just for the publicity.
But then you look at him and he turned his shit around. He turned his shit around, and he turned his career around. He knew he wasn't welcome here anymore, or didn't feel welcome. And he went overseas to a place where he put a name for himself and made himself feel welcome in a place where he probably wouldn't have ever. And he did great and amazing things over there, and is a walking fucking legend for China in the basketball community. He is like the Yao Ming of Chinese basketball.
I use a Chinese nigga as the example. He is the Yao Ming of Chinese basketball. No, Yao Ming is the Yao Ming of Chinese basketball, nigga. All right, so with all this Hall of Fame talk, I got a little game for you. Do you want to play a little game with me?
Here we go. Go.
Make the Hall or not at all. I am going to rattle off a couple of names for you, and you tell me if, in your opinion, this player is a Hall of Famer. Are you ready?
Go.
DeMar DeRozan.
No.
No to DeMar DeRozan. Okay. Former teammate Kyle Lowry.
Yes.
Why? How does Kyle Lowry make the Hall of Fame? Explain it to me. What has he done where he's a Hall of Famer?
He was the face of Toronto.
So that one championship gets him a Hall of Fame bid?
I mean, it's what he did for the city.
Kevin Love.
No, he won championships because of LeBron. Next.
All right, Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler's always been a beast, whether it was Chicago or Miami. So yes.
Okay. Draymond Green.
Fuck Draymond. No.
Wow. Okay. Brooke Lopez.
Let's go with no. Solid no. That's my final answer.
Okay. Al Horford.
Yes.
Blake Griffin.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
Nah, no to Blake Griffin.
Not a Blake Griffin.
Last one, and this is probably the toughest one.
Let's go.
Youngest MVP in NBA history. Derrick Rose.
Ooh. Yes. Hands down.
Yes to Derrick Rose for the Hall of Fame?
Hands down. Derrick Rose is a fucking beast as a point guard.
Wow, okay. I'm actually surprised by a couple of these, to be honest with you.
I know you have a different take.
Yeah, there's a couple I disagree with. I don't think that Kyle Lowry goes to the Hall of Fame. I never understood anybody who gives that to see why he gets to be in the Hall of Fame. But there's a lot of people in the Hall of Fame that I don't think deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
you got any closing words for these fine folks?
Nothing this week.
Oh, no
Having,
more brain busters. What's the synonym for synonym?
No brain busters this week. I got to think of one, man.
Yeah, you gotta find something that matches your riveting fruit smoothie conversation.
Oh man, nah, I got nothing this time. Nothing this week.
If you
How
put
about
two
you?
hot dogs in your ass, are you technically a corn dog?
Is your ass waxed?
Oh, that's funny. Long Island's own Flavor Flav, happy 65th birthday. I know we're a little bit late, but shout out to a living legend, a pioneer. Thank you for everything that you did for us, for hip hop, for New York. We appreciate you. We appreciate your contribution, and we celebrated with you. So happy 65th to Flavor Flav. Anything from you? You just
No.
gonna sit there with a smooth ass and waxed eyebrows?
Yep, always 2 hot dogs on my butt cheeks.
Yeah, I can't stand you. I'm telling you, somehow I'm going to find your mom and I'm going to get a picture of you with frosted tips. I swear to God. I swear by everything. Before I die, America will know what you look like as an NSYNC stan.
Oh my god.
We going to get to the bottom of this.
Hey.
We are definitely going to get to the bottom of this. Well, this is CJ. That's Ant. And this was the Ant and CJ show.
You already know. Thanks for checking in.
Appreciate it.